What's going on, everyone? I'm Encore. This is Tomorrow Never Comes, and this video is all about every crypto enthusiast's favorite friend, best friend, Peter Schiff. Now, if you guys don't know who Peter Schiff is, he is the biggest gold bug out there, gold proponent out there. His favorite asset class in the entire world is gold. So he thinks this, it's the safest place to place your capital, and because of that, maybe not because of that, but that's definitely a big part. He thinks Bitcoin is fool's gold, so to speak, and he's just been, I think he's been bashing Bitcoin and crypto in general probably since Bitcoin's been in around 3,000 US dollars, somewhere in there, maybe even before that. So he's definitely not a fan. Thinks there's no intrinsic value, and just a lot of stuff that I'm sure, if you're watching this video, you've heard many times before. But so here's the thing. I have no issues with anyone, Peter or otherwise, who has an asset class that they are fond of and that they think is better than others, at least in their mind, and that's where they want to where they want to invest. No problems. But when you take it upon yourself to be the poster child of anyone who's against a certain asset class, just to be against it, that bothers me. And he has this whole narrative that he's trying to protect people by not having them go into Bitcoin and crypto and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, why am I bringing up Peter? Because he's been on this whole train of crypto is terrible, Bitcoin is a scam, you're going to lose your capital, yada, 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 everything's a rug pull, all that, right? And so lo and behold, a few days ago, Peter came out and he said that, hold on, let's see what he said. Hold on. So Peter had a bank. He owned a bank, and what happened with his bank is that it actually became insolvent. Okay, so I want to find this for you guys here. Okay, so Puerto Rico put my bank into receivership due to insolvency. The bank has no debt, no loans, and enough cash to fully cover all deposits. A qualified buyer is offering me $17.5 million for the bank, plus $7 million in new capital. So he's like, who pays $24.5 million for an insolvent bank? So basically, Puerto Rico said, your bank's got to go. It doesn't matter who wants to buy it. It doesn't matter, that it's running well or is not in debt. It doesn't make any difference. And so there's a bunch of memes out here. This is what he's saying in a bubble, all that. So he goes on to say, so this is what really gets to me. So he goes on, the reason regulators gave for turning down the sale is that post-sale, I would own 4% of the company buying the bank. They said that due to the bad press about me, they did not want me owning 4% of a bank, even though they know firsthand the allegations in the media are false. And there are some allegations about money laundering and whatnot. So despite no evidence of crimes, Puerto Rico regulators closed my bank anyway for net capital issues, rather than allow a sale to a highly qualified buyer, promising to inject capital far in excess of regulatory minimums. As a result, accounts are frozen and customers may lose money. Okay, so why am I bringing this up? So Peter's lost several, multi-millions. Depositors have lost their money. So what's the point of this? The point of Bitcoin is financial freedom based on your own actions and accountability, permissionless, borderless, and censorless. What happened to Peter, while it is a bank and it's an entity, a company basically, the assets within there, and you would think with a bank that those assets are safe, and they belong to those who deposit. Like the depositors lost their money. But you see here, Puerto Rico comes in, the government comes in and says, yeah, no, that's not happening. We don't like the bad press you get. You can't sell this bank because you would have ownership in the company that bought the bank. And we don't really like everything that's written about you. Basically, we don't like you as being a figurehead for this. And so we're not going to allow it to happen. They literally took those assets. They, even by stopping him from selling it to somebody else, they stopped the deal. They were able to do whatever they like. And who got hurt in the end? Well, Peter did get hurt, obviously. And don't get me wrong, I don't want anyone to experience what Peter did, including Peter. I don't think that's for anybody. But the depositors really lost their funds. And you see that your assets, your paper money, or whatever you have at these banks, they don't belong to you. They're able to freeze your accounts. They froze Peter's account. They froze the assets in the company. So they're not yours. And the point of Bitcoin, and this is the biggest point, is that it is censorless. It is permissionless. Nobody can shut it down. Nobody can freeze it. Nobody can tell me what I can do with it and where to put it, as long as I have self-custody. All right, and that's one of the biggest points. This is going to be stressed time and time again by me and many others in the space. That is the true value. Yes, obviously it's about, well, how much is Bitcoin up today or down today? But the real, when they talk about intrinsic value, there's no intrinsic value to the US dollar. And moreover, the US dollar, controlled by the banks, Federal Reserve, and governments in general, can decide what they want to do with it whenever they choose to do so. That is not the case with Bitcoin. And so I push on this channel. The content on here is crypto related, but mainly Bitcoin now, because that is the safest haven for your capital. You can decide whatever you want to allocate, how much you want to allocate. But just remember that the Bitcoin network is not hackable. You cannot alter it. No one single entity, government, person controls it. So it is the safest place to put your capital, and it gives you the most control over your own assets and the best chance for financial freedom in the future. I just wanted to share that with you. Peter gets a lot of flack for good reason, but I never want to see anybody go through this. But it just really highlights the point of a centralized authority being able to do what they want with your finances versus something that's completely separate and decentralized and is for the people. That's it. Hope you guys found value in this video. Hopefully Peter comes out of this all right and comes right back to bashing Bitcoin. It's all good. So guys, remember, tomorrow never comes. Take action, invest in yourself today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.